I don't while I search on guidance. I say guidance is something in particular of traditions. You know, traditions are looked at in households. Traditions are looked up in businesses. So when you look at a person with interest of their personality and interest of their well spawn, you have to respond to your actions before you give up on who you are. Because for actuality, you have to reason with your own kind for for permission. If you have no permission and no structure, then you fall victim for chaos. Causing victim for chaos causes you to be shameful and blameful when you point the finger to blame and your action shows no intentions of gathering intelligence and being whether you do right or wrong. So when you look at your elder and the people who come before us that guide us through the years, you know, you try your best to be well responsible for who you are. But if you if you irresponsible, then that means that you have to find some kind of attention of being responsible. So all I can say is, man, growing up right here in Little Rock, man, it's been heartache, it been disaster, it been laughter, it been pain. But I look at it as strength. I look at my muscles and I try to gain muscle on my bones, gain stamina and strength in my words, and make sure that I'm touching somebody's heart to do the right thing in their life. Because I know that when you respect your elder and you gather a attention span and you have a shorter attention span and it takes long to capture for for your for your entrance when you in a certain kind of lifestyle. Me, I rap. Y'all know y'all see me on Facebook. I'm rapping. I'm doing me. You know, being obvious of opinionated and being appropriate. Being appropriate shows that I should um I should really whether whether on my clothing, whether on my clothing. Some say weather the storm. I say whether on my clothing because I say you shouldn't go outside according to what the weather say. Sometimes you have to take actions in your own hand and just go out there. But if it's too cold, don't go to the extreme. I didn't been out there when it was too cold in summer clothes. But all I can say is, man, if you being somebody, you trying to become somebody in this city, man, then don't let nobody doubt you, man. Don't let nobody doubt you and tell you you shouldn't do this because who you are, because this city been looked over for years, painfully and remorsefully. Uh, I say causing the tension of hatred on black. You know, it's various because crime is something that poisons the brain of our culture a lot. And it's like a drug. People are addicted to crime. And I think they should put their interest into something else because I don't think it's interesting for people to live their life that way. Because it's hurtful, painful, and it abbreviates the wrong lifestyle. You know, people say I'm unique. People say I gather a crowd of interest in the mode in the motive that's unconsciously loving. And I see it in handshakes and greets, and I see people gather up every weekend, in our city, and we acquaint ourselves with each other, and we talk upon each other in laughter and joyful, and drink. You know, some may say, um, you should personalize your own biography when you somebody of importance. Who told you wasn't important? Don't you have somebody who tell you something different other than that? You know, say, so you have a lot of things that people do, and it it's undeniable. You know, you see a man trying to acquaint himself with a woman, and he sees she's so beautiful that he had to show his interest in her by asking her for a phone number. That's what we need more of in our city. Or black men trying to present himself to a beautiful woman and telling her she beautiful, other than disrespecting her. You know, a lot of people, a lot of people, tell stories or write songs, and talk unreasonable, But man, if you look at the respect factor of a broadening of somebody's arises, uh, then you could really category your opinions and facts. So if you category who you are, then you could really overlook and overthrow disaster. So people say you short-minded, you short attention span. How am I short attention span? And I have conversations. Man, you see a lot of things and do a lot of things. You realize who you are. You know, welcome hardly. Welcome hardly. You depart yourself with a lot of bad gestures, bad movements, but you know you acquaint yourself with good deeds. Then good deeds come for you eventually. So I see I see potential. I see a rare response of acquaintance. I see actions turning better. I see I see happiness and joy coming from my heart, but I have to hold it in my heart and make sure that I take care of my love. I take care of my heart. I take care of my passion. I take care of my joy and my letters that I pour out my heart for, and I speak to people in gatherings. I speak with people with mentions. If I speak with mentions, then I can speak with graphics because I know that I'm graphical, and I know that you know if I speak with graphics, then I know that I need to present myself better than I have been doing, you know, and I have eventually have done that. So so if you look at a lot of people, man, around here, they got establishments. They're respecting their work. They're respecting their craft, and they're welcoming people into their businesses because they want to have a warm feeling of kindness. You could be kind, but your your mentions could be greed. My mentions are not greed, and I'm not saying nobody's mentions are greed, but positions or patterns and provision. You got provision and you got irresponsibility. You got graphics and you got pictures. So you know you look at videos, look at movies. You say who gonna come out with this next? This was coming down domino effect. You see now in the movies and stuff, they slow down with the hits. Then they slow down with the hits. People out here angry for no reason. People need to find joy and happiness. Books ought to be read. Music is to be listened to. Let's find it. Let's find it. Let's find the meaning of these these devices. Let's find the meaning of these words before we lose each other's love and faith and respect and honor for each other's leadership. And we have somebody who stand effort and show that they interested in their craft, then everybody will stand up and be interested in their craft and say, I shall rise, I shall defeat anything that says I couldn't be risen. I shall defeat and defend anything that I occur to realize the better half of my judgment. The better half of my judgment shows me that I should develop a mind that's so intelligent that I should be grateful for my own desire, my own greatness. As greatness shows, I could be fatigued and respected for a leader to stand for effort and show I'm trusted for my own harm-won feelings. So, they say danger is brain. You see the word danger, you see brain. You say, you can use it in a different language and say brain, mind, thinking. The ability to do a lot of things shows us differently than what we've been showing right here. And I think that somebody should really step up and be better in their craft. I've been trying my best. And I really think that I should be a leader. I shouldn't give up on my hopes and dreams of anything, because I know that I should stand for something. And it's irrelevant. It's irrelevant for someone to try to have tension with you over who you are. Where's the tension coming from? Your actuality? Actually, you should be abbreviated as a person of your background, the history you build in your own life, the respect that you have for your own life, the decency that you have to stand up and take up for yourself and defend yourself when somebody's trying to take advantage of you is what gives people the reason to respect you in the first place. And I see somebody taking advantage of my loved one, my kind, then what I'm going to do, I'm going to step up and I'm going to defend them. Because I know the intentions are great for us to for us to be here. It's grateful. It's grateful. We have meals together, and a lot of people say you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do that, but it's been year for year that I've uplift a great courage in my presence. I've lifted a lot of things that I couldn't do. If God sends gives love upon your identity for your faith in Him, then you should really reason with who you are before you give up on your dream. Because it's not a lot of things that people say to you, and it's not a lot of things that people give to you, but if you know the appropriate reason for your obedience, it's obvious. It's obvious that we need structure. We're falling apart out here, man, and it's heartbreaking for us to see the legends going through stress, see the legends going through temptations, being tempted at ages older than us. Somebody missing their childhood. Somebody don't want to grow up. Yeah, we miss our childhood as men, but we need to still grow up and be men. I see the most beautiful women here in Little Rock, and I say I should really respect women, because if you realize that the word real is tampered with these days, isn't it? The word real is tampered with these days, isn't it? There's so much dirt and hate on it. People shame you and give givings for the wrongdoers and the wrong reasons. I say I should craft my belief in God over my own measurement. Not my own measure, but what the messenger tells us. Who's the messenger? I ask these questions to another person. If they show me questions or answer of my questions, and I say I should really be abbreviated for abbreviations and question marks or punctuations, sentences, and commas, maybe even periods. So being respectful, man, it get it gets you a lot of open doors for who you are. You know, I was doing shows. I was doing a lot of things. And I shouldn't speak upon certain stuff. Some may say I shouldn't do this. I shouldn't do this. But where's the back? Why are y'all backs turning on each other like this out here? Why y'all turning on each other? The first thing you want to say is, "I'm about to go. I don't want to talk to you. You don't want to talk to them." But yeah, man, it's too grateful out here. Greatness is perfection, precise, precise. For enjoyment, you have to have a courage of patterns, craft, paintings, many colors go on pictures, and many moments go in movies and videos. So we having moments, aren't we? In our club sites, in our hood, in our communities. We having moments everywhere we go. So, you know, I see delightful. I see delightness. I see a way of morning risen above my face, and my actions and my hygiene appear to take hold of. As I show a smile upon my face, I surround myself with love. For what reason do you have to give up on who you trust? What reason do you have to give up on who your opinions and your conversations go around with every day in developing a good, great, intelligent mind frame? You built this. You built this with someone. You built this this great crave for knowledge with someone, didn't you? You crave for intelligence and knowledge because you know that just what your life's supposed to live in. You're supposed to live in schools, be at school every day, be around your peers and teaching them what to do with their life in the righteousness. Righteousness is not giving up and doing the wrong thing just because you see that you want to hold a position of who made you. Righteousness is something that we have to hold in our prayers, in our conversations, in our households. Because a lot of people giving up out here, and I want to see the better half and the best. I want to see the great rise above each other's stress, rise above each other's anger, and be somebody out here. And that's what we need to do.